apologies for being a little bit late for O2 Inside Line, but thank you for joining us. Now I know Courtney and Vernon are in there, so let's go catch up with them.
Oh my goodness me! That wasn't
yes, the voice.
Was it? Oh my gosh!
Sorry I'm late. Sorry I'm late.
Do you know what? I thought that was Dermot O'Leary. That line was delivered to perfection.
Thank you.
Ben Youngs, Courtney Laws, welcome. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Yeah.
Good. This is O2's Inside Line Live, everyone. and that, as we've known to love and adore, is Gibraltar's former strongest man, our executive producer. There he is. Thank you very much. Thumbs up. Yeah, word.
Love that bloke.
Yeah, no, different location to usual. Usually we're upstairs in the weight room in the gym facility, but now we're down below. We're in the bowels of the training facility, and this is the cryogenic chamber. Fellas, I've heard a lot about this. None of it's good. What happens when you step into this little booth, which by the way, looks like one of those...
Someone's taking my...
Yeah.
That's my lift.
Hang on a minute. Who's stealing his golf buggy? Come back!
Sorry, we'll get it back.
Oh, it's Eddie. You're all right.
That's all right.
Leave him with that. You're going to have a play. What happens? What condition have you got to be in to end up in here?
You don't catch me in there, mate.
Yeah, Courtney's never going in there. We didn't fit, it's too tall, it comes out the top. But yeah, essentially we use that after a main physical day. So if it's been contact based and what have you, it's another form of, I suppose, a bit similar to ice bath, but very different, if that makes sense.
But it fires gas in, is that right?
It fires gas, so it's cold air essentially.
Yeah.
And you get to about minus 120, isn't it?
Yeah,
up to about
something
your
like that,
calves, and then about maybe 100, minus 100, and then your upper body's about minus 90, I think.
Yeah.
You're in there for 2.5 minutes. It's an amazing bit of kit, actually.
Do you feel better when you come out?
You do, yeah.
Genuinely?
Yeah, I mean, it gets pretty cold the last 30 seconds.
Yeah, minus 100, yeah, it's pretty cold.
But by the end, yeah, you certainly do, yeah. You do feel better, and it's another form of recovery, and that's something that, you know, we're always looking to do, especially with games coming thick and fast. You've got to be able to recover.
It does look like a photo booth that you see at parties these days.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But it's not as much fun.
No.
A few days have passed since the big game against the All Blacks. A lot of players afterwards were disappointed that we came so close to beating them. But now we've had time to reflect. Do you still feel the same, or do you feel better that we actually gave them a game? Because let's bear in mind that was their starting lineup. You know, we've got a lot of players out. We had a lot of inexperienced guys on the field. Courtney, how have you managed to kind of look back at that now that it's Wednesday?
I think we're still obviously disappointed we didn't win. We knew we could, and we certainly went out there with the mindset that we were going to win, and yeah, just fell slightly short. But obviously we've taken everything we could out of it now, and we're just ready to kind of crack on. Play Japan at the weekend.
We didn't look intimidated, Ben, by the All Blacks.
No, look, I think that game we've looked forward to for a long time, you know. And it's one that we've been sort of waiting for. So the opportunity arose. I thought the crowd were unbelievable, and the boys' approach was world class. So although it was disappointing, I think that it shows that we're certainly where we need to be, and we know that, you know, we haven't closed the gap just yet, but the gap's small, and we can make that even smaller, and hopefully overtake it by the time 2019 comes about. And you know, the next time that we meet them potentially is going to be 2019. So we can take a lot of confidence from the game.
We seem to be talking, or we seem to be hearing a lot about momentum. And I sat and chatted for a long time with the boss, Eddie, and he talked about stepping stones, building blocks, all heading towards the final in November next year. And this is part of that, isn't it? This Quilter International Series is all part of one of the blocks that's going to build up to hopefully a great performance in the World Cup. And let's bear in mind that we lost twice against South Africa. We've now beaten them twice on the bounce. We lost by a point, had a try overturned, hit the post on a kick, could have beat them, but we've got great momentum now going into Japan, and then finally finish with Australia, and then the Six Nations. So everything seems to be in place, Courtney.
Yeah, I think so. I think the main thing for us is to take every game as it comes.
That's a good cliche.
Yes, it is definitely a cliche. It's certainly one that I've said before. But yeah, I mean,
it's a game of 2 hours, right?
Yeah, pretty much. But no, it does actually bear true. I mean, if you get ahead of yourself, you often lose sight of what's right in front of you, and if we get turned over by Japan, then everyone's going to forget that we nearly beat New Zealand. So
exactly.
There you go.
Exactly. So on to the next one.
Yeah.
But I just want to ask you, before that game, from a fan's perspective, the excitement in the stadium, not just in the stadium, but all around Twickenham, like the train stations, the pubs, the bars, everyone was talking, and they were so excited about this All Blacks game. Were you that excited in the change rooms? How do you get rid of the excitement and turn it into focus? Because that must be so difficult.
I think we probably built it really nicely during the week, didn't we, Courts?
Yeah.
Look, as I said, a lot of us have had to wait sort of 4 years to play New Zealand, and when you that game finally approaches, it is one of excitement as players, and days start ticking off, and the time you take the field, it is you feed off that energy that the crowd had, and the whole procedure beforehand, obviously the hacker and the noise, and sort of we were 20 metres away, couldn't hear them, the drown out of that, and it just made such a special occasion. So I think when it's like that, it's pretty easy as us guys to be energetic and fly into it, and I think we were able to do that and sort of feed off the energy that the crowd brought.
And huge respect from both teams for each other. Didn't you swap shirts?
I did, yeah. So I first played against Aaron in 2008 at under 20 levels. I was playing with Courtney. That was So going back now, so I've played against him a fair few times now. So look, it's
nice.
It's always nice to catch up after a game, because you go out there, of course, everyone's going for it, and then afterwards, you get to swap jersey, have a chat, have a beer, and enjoy each other's sort of company, and get to catch up.
And has Sam Underhill had any stick about his little Duke?
I tell you what, it was a great finish. It was a great finish.
It was unbelievable, wasn't it?
I can't believe I
turned him inside out.
What? Honestly, like he was in quicksand. But he got it done.
He got it?
Yeah, fair play.
Didn't matter though, it doesn't count though. What could it be?
I know.
He could have been living off it for years, solo try against the All Blacks, but no.
All right, well, let's get some fans' questions in, because they've been coming in thick and fast. And we've got about a minute, so the hooter, as always, will blow when time's up. So here we go. Verity, when you're ready, give it a go on. Oh, there you go. Right, Elliot Fisher wants to know, did you have any funny nicknames at school, Courtney?
No.
No, Ben?
No, my nickname's Lenny, that's it. But
all right, fair enough. James Parkinson wants to know, what do you think can swim faster, a dog or a horse?
A dog.
No, horse.
A horse has got longer limbs.
Yeah, horse.
It's got like little hooves.
No, horses are good swimmers, mate.
Depends what kind of dog, surely.
I don't know many breeds of horse.
Well, yeah.
Labradors were bred for they were
labs are good
Canadian fishing dog, they were, so they'd be good swimmers.
Yeah. What, sheepdog?
Yeah, collies maybe, yeah.
Maybe. Anyway,
we reckon it's a horse. I reckon it's a horse. What do you reckon, Vernon?
Well, I don't know. I'm going to put it to the audience, the Facebook Live audience. Send us your messages, please, on the England official Facebook page right now, and we'll clear this up at the end.
It's essential.
What is fastest in water? Is it a dog or is it a horse? RV Hudson, good name, wants to know, what, if anything, do you do differently? I like this question, to get focused on playing rugby for England compared to a club game. That's a good question.
Yeah,
nice insight.
A great question. I think with international, you build up during the week and you're always in camp and you never get the chance to go home to escape it. So that sort of build up is a lot more intense. Whereas obviously club rugby, you're in, you go home, you see your family, you go in the next day. So it is a lot different in terms of intensity throughout the week. We'll have evening meetings and things like that. We don't obviously get that at the club.
I guess bearing that in mind, because you do go home, don't you, in club rugby? You come in, you talk about what you watched on telly last night and that kind of stuff. Whereas there's the coffee club here, the few lads hang out, nice groups of fronts, backs. Everyone's kind of doing their own little thing, right, Courtney?
Yeah. Got some coffee noises, haven't we? So
yeah, we have.
They love it.
It's becoming legendary, that,
I know. It is what it is. It is very different. I mean, personally, I like to just keep pretty chilled until...
Still on Clash of Clans?
He's very good at chilling.
No.
Are you not on it anymore?
No, I've got too many children to play that many.
Are you a Fortnite person now?
No, I ain't got time for that either. I'm just holding down the fort. When I'm here, I'm pretty bored, actually. So.
James Hook wants to know, would you rather fight, it's the standard would you rather fight question, 100 chicken-sized bears or a bear-sized chicken?
A bear-sized chicken.
Yeah, I'd go bear-sized chicken.
I think I would as well.
They got legs like me, easy to snap. Guy Richard wants to know, Ben, if you were to play in the forwards, where would you play?
Oh, blimey. I mean, none of those positions are particularly appealing to me. But
they're not really, are they?
I'll go blindside flanker.
Right, fair enough. Courtney, which position in the back would you play? You're pretty rapid, right? You've got long limbs. You could get away with...
I wouldn't say rapid. I'm relatively fast.
You're not the slowest of
for
both,
a forward. Yeah. For a forward, I'm quite quick. I'll probably go on the wing because
I could see
they seem to do the less work.
You get some good rest.
Yeah. Jesus.
Hang on. I'll just ask you this one last question from James McDonald, right? Because we get asked this a lot with the various guys that come in and chat to us. What's your proudest and most memorable moment in an England shirt, Ben?
For me, it would be the first time I played England alongside my brother. So that was for me.
Have you got that jersey?
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
Picture of you both on the mantelpiece?
No, I haven't. No, my jersey's just in like the loft somewhere, but I don't have any out. But
I can't believe, you know.
I know. Yeah,
none of
I'll
you
do that
boys
after
keep your
I finish.
memorabilia
It's all
display.
safe, but it's not on display. Like.
Right. Courtney, proudest moment in England jersey? Or the finest memory?
There's been a lot of good memories. I think one of my proudest kind of just what I remember the most is when we put Ashley away for that try.
Oh yeah.
I just remember running up the pitch and then the crowd, like I couldn't hear anything. Like it was just deafening the crowd as Ashley was sprinting away to score his try.
The crowd are awesome, aren't they?
Yeah.
They've got to be one of the best out there in the world.
That's
okay, all right.
mate.
We've got
That's a great
some these official statistics from Facebook Live. Yeah. Okay, so people have got in touch. Thank you very much. And people, it's 6 votes for dogs and 4 votes for horses. Or a seahorse. 9 people said.
Steve Crick says.
Steve Crick says seahorse. Yeah, seahorse. He's
Seahorse.
throwing the cat amongst the pigeons, isn't he? So you get both goals there.
Yeah.
Well done, clever lad. Yeah.
He outdid us there, didn't he?
He did.
Good on you, mate.
Well done, bravo. So let's look forward to Japan on Saturday. Not to be underestimated by all accounts. Those are the words of our coach, Eddie Jones.
Yeah, they turned over South Africa, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
And I'm sure they'll have some surprises in store for us. So yeah.
Well, this is why they're not to be underestimated. Okay, the last game they played in Europe was a 23-23 tie against France in 2017, and this is quite frightening. Japan have won 11 of their 17 matches in Europe, so they're quite a force when they come Northern Hemisphere. What have you been shown? What have you been told from Eddie about the Japanese?
I think one of the key things of how they play is they play a real high tempo game. They want to keep the ball in play low.
They look ridiculously conditioned.
Really well conditioned. Yeah, there's no doubt about that. So, obviously they haven't got the biggest of ball carriers, but what they have got is very fit guys that can run, and that's what they want. They want a broken field, unstructured game. So. We probably want a lot more of a structured, a bit more of a slog, really.
Well, it seems now that we're playing rugby that we're not really thinking about it. We're getting stuck in. Like our game has picked up a lot of speed, and I've just noticed that over the last 2 years.
Yeah, it has for sure, and I think that's definitely the influence of Eddie and how he wants us to play, and he wants us to be attack mindset and going after teams. And I think although all these things take a bit of time, I think certainly over the last 18 months,
was my mic wrong? You turned it off.
You really
Right,
started to do that. So.
All right, and Eddie also said that they've got a big back line, real physical game we can expect on Saturday.
There you go.
Yours, mate, your man.
Yours.
Well, you love the physical, don't you? You're one of the most physical players that we've got. You love getting stuck in, Courtney.
Yeah.
You like the big hits.
That's all I can do, mate.
Oh, behave.
He's the human missile.
You
nearly took me out last week.
You're like a human highlight reel.
I swear, last week we were training and I passed this ball to someone. Courtney comes out of nowhere like missiles, hits him out here, swings around. As he swings around, completely takes my legs out. Honestly, you've got to look out for him, mate.
Yeah.
Wrecking ball.
Well, we're all looking forward to it. Thank you very much for coming in and joining us in this very, very cold environment. It's almost as cold as the cryo chamber. Make sure you go to O2 Inside Line. Look at all their social media channels. There's an awesome podcast with Marley Packer from England's ladies team. So make sure you have a butchers at that. But for now, we will see you very, very soon. In fact, we'll see you on Saturday in the Blue Room for the Japan game. Oh, all right. Good night. God bless.